Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are discussing about DCL and TCL commands. So first of all we will see about what is mean by the DCL and what are the different types of commands in the DCL. So first of all DCL. DCL stands for data control language. Data control language. So it is used to controlling the language. So how we are controlling that particular language means by using the two options. Those are nothing but grant and revoke. So what are the use of these two things is nothing but by using the grant command we will give some permissions to the users. That is nothing but only the persons who are having the right to use the database only can use, others cannot use or access the particular database. So that is possible by using the grant command. For example, if you want to use any application or website related data, first of all we have to sign in, or if otherwise we have to create an account. So by that what they will do, they will grant the permission to use that particular application or website related services. Okay, so how is it possible means by granting the permissions. So the main concept of this particular DCL commands is also the same. So by using the grant command what we will do means we will give permissions to the users. We will give permissions to the user, and by using the revoke what we will do means we will take back permissions from user. So that is nothing but by using the grant command what we will do, we will give permissions to the user, and by using the revoke we will take back the permissions from the users. So now we will see the two commands grant and revoke. So first of all syntax for grant command. So I'm writing grant space privilege name, grant space privilege name on object name. So I will write in the single line only, there will be no confusion by that. On object name to user or public. Next one with grant option. So this is the thing. So here we will see one by one. So first of all privilege name. So what is mean by the privilege name is nothing but so the set of permissions what we are giving, that is nothing but called as what privilege name. So here what are the privileges we can give means we can give select, next one insert, next one delete, next one update. So like this we can give different types of permissions to the user. So that is nothing but called as what privilege name. So from that one we can give any one of the particular permission as a privilege name. So we can give all also instead of writing select, insert, update. So we can give direct all. So by that all the particular permissions can be given to the user. Okay. Next one object name. So object name is nothing but here any table name or view name. Table or view or any procedure or sequence we can take any type of object name. So that is nothing but called as what? Object name. So privilege name is nothing but the type of permission that we want to give to the user. Object name is nothing but either on which data that we are giving the permission, either any table name or any view name. So that is nothing but object name. Next one, to user. So for which person, specific person we want to give, we can use user. Or public means anyone can access. So public, if we write, means any person can access the all the privileges. But specifically if I am writing one username means, so that is nothing but only that person can use that one. For example, I am writing Raghu. By that what will happen? Only Raghu can use that particular permissions. For example, if I am writing public means anyone who is having this particular link or application or website regarding that particular database, so those can use that particular data. So that is nothing but user or public. And next one is nothing but with the grant option. So with the grant option is nothing but, for example, here I am writing Raghu. So just I am writing the query up to here, means what will happen means Raghu can use the permissions. But along with that, if I am adding with the grant option, means what will happen means Raghu can give permissions to others, can give permissions to others. So that is nothing but with the grant option. So now Raghu is having the right to give the permissions to other users also. But if I'm not writing with the grant option, means only Raghu can use and they can utilize. That's it. That is up to the Raghu only. But if I am writing with the grant option, means the permissions what the Raghu is having, that particular permission he can give to other users. So that is nothing but he will have the right to give the permissions of data to other persons also. That is nothing but with the grant option. So this particular with the grant option is nothing but optional. We may or we may not write. So that is nothing but optional part. Okay. So this is about the grant. So in the grant, what we will do? We will give the set of permissions what we are giving, on which table that we are giving permissions, and whether we are giving the full rights, giving the permission to other or not. So that is the thing. So if you see one example, I will write grant select on student to Raghu. So now what will happen? Raghu will have the selecting of data from the student database. That is nothing but he can only select the data. He cannot do any other operations. Okay. So that is nothing but grant select on student to Raghu. So if you see the next command in the DCL, that is nothing but revoke. So what is the syntax for the revoke is nothing but revoke with grant option permissions on object name from user. Okay, so that is nothing but a revoke command. So in the revoke command, what we are doing means taking back the permissions from the users. So that is nothing but here we are having with the grant option also. That is nothing but if I am giving the with the grant option here, so if I want to take back that one, so that is possible by using the revoke. Within the brackets we have to write with the grant option. And here permissions. So permissions means, so what are the set of permissions? For example, here I am giving all permissions. So from that one I want to take one permission. Okay, For example, here I will write set grant all on student to Raghu means what will happen? I will give all permissions to Raghu. From that one, I want to take a update, for example. So by that, what will happen means from all the permissions, he cannot perform the update operations. So that is nothing but by using the revoke with the permissions, we can take that particular specific permission on object name. Either it may be table name or view name from user from whom we are taking the permission. For example, I have given the permission to the Raghu. Now I am taking back the permissions. So how I am taking back? Revoke. I didn't give with grant option, so I am not writing here. Update on student from Raghu. That's it. So here I give all the permissions on student to Raghu. So from that one, what I am taking update. Now he cannot update the data on student. That is nothing but he can only select, insert, delete. That's it. If I want to update the data that is there in the database, that is not possible. So that is nothing but a revoke update on student from Raghu. Okay. So this is the thing. So these are the two commands that are there in the DCL, that is nothing but grant and revoke. So here next we will see the next concept, that is nothing but TCL. So TCL stands for transaction control language. Transaction control language. So what are the different types of operations that we are having in the transaction control language is nothing but, so 1 minute. So what are the different types of commands that we are having is, so we are having just commit, and next one is rollback. Commit, rollback, and next one is save point. So what are the use of this particular three things we will see now. So here, for example, I have a data of 100 rows. So yesterday I have created an data, and that is consisting of 100 rows. So for this particular 100 rows, today I have created 80 rows. So this is yesterday's data, and that is saved. So this is today's data. So this is yesterday, and this is today. So today I have created 80 rows. Yesterday I have created 100 and I have saved. So what happening means here, what is the use of these three things is nothing but first one is commit. So if I am using commit means what will happen means, so the particular previous 100 rows data, so that will be attached with the 80 rows. So total how many rows I will get if I am performing commit means, if I am performing commit means I will get total how many rows means I will get 180. That is nothing but what will happen if I am performing commitments. So yesterday's data will be uh, attached with the today's data, that is nothing but yesterday's 100 rows and today's 80 rows, both will be combined and it will form as 180. But if I am performing rollback, what will happen means yesterday's data will be saved as it is, and today's data will not be saved with the previous. That is nothing but if I am performing rollback means what will happen, it will have only 100. That is nothing but today's data will not be saved with the previous data. Okay, that is the difference between the commit and rollback. So commit means it will perform the addition of today's data to the previous data. Rollback means it will delete the today's data and the previous data will be as it is. So what is the difference and why we will use means, for example, yesterday I have created 100 rows and there is no issue with that one. So today I have created 80 rows, but in this one, if there is no issue, I can save this data to the previous. That is nothing but called as commit. And if there is any issues in this particular 80 rows, I would doesn't want to save this 80 to previous, then I will perform rollback. But we are having one more case, that is nothing but in this for 80 rows, for example, only 40 rows are correct. 40 rows are correct, and the remaining 40 rows are nothing but having some errors. So at that situation, what we have to do means, then we have to go to the save point. Okay, so commit means what it will do, it will add the total 80 to 100. Rollback means what it will do, it will totally delete 80 rows and it will make the 100 rows as it is. But save point, what it will do means, it will create the set of rows which are having the correct data, and that particular data will be saved to the previous one. So if I am performing save point means, what it will do means, it will give the data with 140 rows. Okay, so that is the use of the save point. So commit means it will add the today's data totally to previous one. Rollback means today's data will be deleted and the previous data will be saved as it is. And save point means only the set of data which is having the correct information, so that particular data will be saved and the remaining data will be deleted. So that is the use of the save point. So these are nothing but the different types of commands that are present in the Dcl and Tcl. Okay, thank you. We'll continue in the next class.